Hello, welcome to Death Ball Not Pr0n. What's Death Ball Not Pr0n? It's an online puzzle game. I used to play this way back in high school, but I wasn't able to finish it because it takes pretty much a lot of your time. So how do you play the Death Ball Not Pr0n? Well, all you need to do is you just need to figure out how to get to the next level. So it's typically just a web page, and then it'll be giving you some hints that you need to decode in order for you to solve the puzzle and proceed to the next page. So for level 1, as you can see, the picture at level 1 is trying to tell you to enter the door. So all you need to do is hover your mouse above the door and click on it, and that will get you to the next level 2. So for level 2, gives us a hint. Let's try to check on the picture. So the picture is just another door, so it meaning the only way for you to get into that door is to solve the puzzle, and the puzzle might be hinting us something like the hand pointing towards the URL. So I guess that's one big clue that we have for this stage. So I guess if it's pointing on the URL, all you need to do to proceed to the next level is try to change this one into level 3. And that's it. That's how you solve level 2. Now proceed to level 3. Move to the other side. So how do we move to the other side? As you can see, this is a GIF image and there's a flash of text. Okay, so let's try to check that again. Is that negative? Stop being negative. If you can't see any more hints, you can also check. Okay, general hints. Try all to get to the next screen no matter what. It's no point and click thing. Just don't look for cheats. Okay, if you can't figure out anything on the image itself, if it's not giving you any hints or more hints to solve the following level, you can also check on the source code. So how do you do that? You just right click on the website and then click on source code, and then here there's pretty much, let's try to check, read the whole URL. Okay, hints and rules. Okay, I believe so. You can also check on general hints or hints in this web page. It's no point and click OK. Turn me on. Okay. Read the whole screen. It's a GIF, as I've told you. You can check on that. Okay. Now let's go back. So in order, I think if it's telling us to stop being so negative, it only means that we need to change something on the URL. And if this is false and it sounds negative, then, and if it's asking for us to stop being negative, then we might need to change this into another word that is more positive, like true. Enter. There. That's how you solve level 3. Okay, so for level 4, as you can see, the image gives you, it looks like a bed, so it probably is that you're inside a bedroom. And if you try each and every object on the image, Yes, if you hover above the golden round thing on top of the bed, your mouse changes into a hand cursor. So meaning to say, all you need to do is click on that object and that might give you some more hints. So let's try and do that. So if I click on that object on top of the bed, it gives you another hint which says light this place now. And if I click on OK, it gives me, since I already solved this puzzle, as you can see, my username and password is like pre-filled. So let's try to solve it by ourselves. So if you try, since I've already solved this, so you can see the word voodoo and the password. But let's try to solve it again. So just click on cancel. So it says on the image, or it says on the like a warning message before I proceeded to the next page, where it asked me for a username and password to light this place now. So there must be something on the dark part of the image that we need to lighten up in order for us to see something on it that could lead us to the password, to the username and password, in order for us to solve this and proceed to the next page. So as you can see from the drawer just below the light, the lampshade, you'll be able to see like a bunch of characters. It's just a bunch of dots and dash. And if you're familiar with the Morse code, you'll be able to realize that that is actually a clue, and it's a Morse code that we need to translate into text. So for the first word, let's try to solve this one. Yeah, I've already solved this, so let's just review the following. There are like 3 dots and a dash. So if you try to check it on the table of the Morse code, letter V, 3 dots and a dash, so that gives you V. And then for the next letter, we have 3 dash. 3 dash gives you, I believe so, O. And since it tells us the 2 letters consecutively are 3 dash, so that means that's double O. And then for the 4th letter, that's a dash and 2 dots. So that's letter D, dash and 2 dots. So D, and then believe so, double O again, 3 dash, 3 dash. So the first word that we have is voodoo. That's most probably what the username is. And for the password, let's check. 2 dash. So 2 dash is M. So M. And then dot and dash. Dot and dash. So that's A. Then for the 3rd letter, that's 2 dash and a dot. So 2 dash and a dot. So that gives you letter G. And then to 4th letter, we have 2 dots. That's I. And last but not the least, we have dash dot, which probably gives us letter C. So our second word, which probably is the password, is magic. So all you need to do is go back into clicking the object on top of the bed. Click on OK, and then just type in, yeah, voodoo magic. Voodoo for the username, and then magic for the password. Then sign in. And that solves the level 4. Okay, level 4 of Deadpool Not Pr0n, which lets us proceed to the next level, which is level 5. Okay, there's a warning here. It seems you are using the Chrome browser. This browser does not show password hints, which Not Pr0n depends on. We recommend using Firefox. You will not be able to solve some levels otherwise. Okay, that could be a problem, but I've already, as I've told you before, I've already solved most of this page, so probably I'll be sticking with Chrome browser for now for this tutorial, and download Firefox once I reach the level that I haven't been able to solve. So for now, let's stick on this. As you can see, it gives you a picture again with is this a book? Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. And if you try to hover on the image to see if you can click on something that lets you go to the next page or next level, if you try to hover above the red button onto your remote control, your mouse changes into a hand cursor again. That means you need to click on it in order for you to go to the next level. So let's try and do that. I'll click on the red button, and again it will be asking for a username and password. And how do we solve and get a username and password for this? Let's try to check on more hints. Okay. Doesn't give you anything other than the Big Bad Voodoo Daddy hint. Let's try to look for that big bad Voodoo Daddy. So they're a band. Okay, what else can be? Light your torch. Let's view on the source code if it doesn't give you any more hints. She's the one for me. Okay, that's another one. This is it. She's the one for me. Let's try to check a little more. Okay. What was the name of this song again? Okay, so it's asking for the name of a song from this band, where there's probably a lyrics. This is part of the lyrics, I guess. She's the one for me. So let's try and just do that. So she's the one for me lyrics. Simple songs. So that's probably it. Simple might be the username, and then songs could be the password. So let's try and click on the red button, and then type in that simple songs. Okay, so that solves level 5 for us. So let's go and check on level 6. What's in store for us for level 6? As you can see, a picture, it gives us like this is probably a basement of a house. And if you try to check on the picture whether you can click on something, let's try to see. Okay, there, if you try to check on the meter, I'm not sure if that's a meter, water meter, but when you hover your mouse above it, it changes into a hand cursor. So I mean to say it's another username password level that you need to click on that in order for you to proceed to the page where it asks for your username and password. But since we haven't really gotten into solving and checking what the username and password is, I'll probably just cancel on it and check for more hints. So he's got it all. And then if I click on it, on this one, it tells me, if you try to read this backwards, it tells you the word backwards. Well, let me cancel this again and go back, and then see for more hints. The source code. Okay, this page or this stage will tell you that the source code, you can now rely more on the source code. Search the net to acquire pieces of knowledge. So let's try to search on the source code first. Right click on the page and then click on view page source. And then let's see for more hints. The source code might help. Okay, it seems okay. That's not what I'm looking for. Search the net to acquire pieces of knowledge that you are lacking. Okay, and then backwards. ASCII. Ah, I see. So there must be in this page that we need to translate using the ASCII as the alternative. Okay, what should I do? He's got it all. Let's try. Isn't it strange that there's like a lot of like space on this? Let's see if there's something in this. Let's try. Okay, there are a bunch of numbers. I guess this is the clue. Let's try to jot those numbers down. 108, 105, 108, 107, 101, 122, 111, 110. And then C ASCII table gives us or lets us translate those numbers into a more coherent text. Okay, it says I'm not sure if this is a decimal or probably is a decimal. So let's try to check. 108 gives us letter L. Okay. 105 gives us letter I. Okay, then L again, and then 7. Okay. Okay. 108, 105, 108, 107. And then 101. 122 is Z. 111 is O. And then 110 is N. So it's probably a jumbled letters. Kill zone? Probably is kill zone. It's like kill. And this is like zone. Probably is kill zone. That's a kill zone. Okay, that's that's how you solve that level. Okay, so we're on to level 7. Level 6 was a little tricky, but it's still manageable. It's still an easy stage. Once you're on to the 20 plus levels, you'll be it'll be a more challenging stage. Okay, so for level 7, it gives us an image. It looks like a chocolate bar, like a Twix or something. And if you try to check on the image, if there's something on it that we can click on, okay, there's nothing. So meaning to say you just need to change something on the URL again to proceed to the next round. What that is, I don't know. Maybe we should look at the source code. So right click on the page, view on the source code. And let's see. He went to the old school. Okay, that's a hint. He went to the old school. Times have changed in Deutschland. Okay, times have changed in Germany. What else do we have? What candy wrapper is it? Twix. Yeah, right? We went to the old school. Is Twix from Germany? Is it a chocolate from Germany? Twix. Is this a German chocolate? Not really sure. He went to the old school. He went to the old school. So Raider is a German vintage Twix. That's interesting. Raider Twix. So Twix was called Raider in mainland Europe for many years before its name was changed in 1991. Okay, that's something that rather interesting. So let's Raider changes to Raider then. Huh. Other way around. Okay, so it must be that's probably why it tells us to type Raider backwards. That's why backwards is in here. So Raider. You just have to type Raider backwards. Raider. And that solves the puzzle. So we're on level 8. 2 more levels to go. Yay. Okay, so for level 8, it gives us of course, a clear picture of a guitar and an amplifier with probably an organ here. And if you try to check on the image, if there's an object here that we can click, yes, there is. If you go to the hole on the guitar, if you hover your mouse there, the hand or the mouse will change into a hand cursor. That means you need to click on it in order for you to go to the next round. This is probably another username password level. So since we're not or we haven't been able to really decode or check what the username and password here is, I'm just going to click on cancel. So love to music. This must be another hint for us to solve this puzzle. And Jay should pack his stuff. Okay, I don't know what that means. I'll probably check on the source code. IRC QuakeNet. Okay, say it loudly and proudly. Okay, there's another music here. Music 2. That's quite interesting. Can click on that, and then let's try to play it. Water became wine. Jay should pack his stuff. So there's like a URL in here that you can click on. Probably is saying or trying to say to download this MP3. Doesn't play. Probably is a problem with Chrome. That's the reason why it's asking for us to use another browser instead. So let's try to open it up using Internet Explorer browser. Okay. Yeah, we need to download this, I guess, in order for us to solve the puzzle. start. I'm using a star downloader, by the way. What's sorry for plugging, but what's good about star downloader, if you're directly downloading from a website, even if you're or there's a problem with connecting to that direct file, it wouldn't ruin your download. You can just pause and resume anytime you want and not go back into downloading the entire thing. So let's open it up. I think we need to change that into an image. It shouldn't be an MP3. Go to download. So we've downloaded the MP3 file, but every time I try to open it up using any music software, it doesn't really play. So it must be that we need to try to change its file format into something that will give us more hints about what the username and password should be. And all I can think of as a file format that would give us the following is an image file. And that's mainly the reason why I changed this file into an image file. So how do you do that? You just need to right click on the file, go to properties, and then just type in JPEG, change it to a JPEG file, image file format, and then change as to how it should open. Changed it into more apps, into a photo gallery app, and then after doing that, click on OK, and then open. And there you go. We have the name, the username, and the password. Now, all you need to do is go back to the page and then click on the object where you can type in your username and password. And you could just type in inverted and 10th level, inverted for the username, and 10th level for the password. Click on sign in, and that brings you to level 9. So for level 9, as you can see, there's an image, looks like a bunch of files, and there's a text that reads, "Tears under John's mad notes of pain, did he answer demon's call now?" So let's try to see if there's an object here on the image that we can click so we can enter the username or password. Yes, there is. If you try to hover your mouse above the number 9, the mouse changed into a hand cursor, meaning to say you can click on number 9, and that leads you to another username and password where you can type in your username and password to get to the next level. But since we haven't really solved this yet, just click on the cancel button and then go back. Then let's see more hints on its source. So another hint that we have is Paul is dead. Tears under John's mad notes of pain. Paul and John. This is probably about the Beatles. So right click on the web page and then click on view source, and then you'll be able to go on the page source where you can find more clues, hopefully find more clues. And if you're really familiar, or not really but kind of familiar with HTML, you'll be surprised, or this lines would really get your attention right away, because as you can see, there are like separated letters and words in this line when it shouldn't supposed to be that way if you're familiar with HTML. So let's try to pick on all of the letters, a single letter that was separated from the word. So just gonna open up a notepad, and then C, we have T, we have U, it's separated from the word. We have R, this one, separated again from the word. We have N, we have, this is probably not part of it because it has a apostrophe. We're looking for a single letter. So we have M, and then we have E, and then this is probably also not part of it because there's space. So we're not gonna include letter S, even if it's a single letter there. There's space in it, so it's probably not part of the text that we're looking for. So O, and then N, and then there's a space. BR in HTML is like a space, and then we have D, this one. We have E, D, E, and then we have A, and then we have another D again, and then letter M, and then letter A, and then last but not the least is another N. So this is probably the username and password that we're looking for. Turn me on could be the username, and Deadman could be the password. So let's try to go back to the image. Click on number 9, and then just type in turn me on. Okay. Deadman. And that solves level number 9. So we're on level 10 finally. And as you can see from the image of level 10, we have like a book and then a ring above it. And then if you try to investigate the image and see if there's an object where you can click, there is. If you try to hover your mouse on top of the ring, the mouse turns into a hand cursor. We need to again solve for the username and password. So if you try to click on this, it lets you go to the page where you can type in the username and password. But since we're not sure what the username and password still is, we need to go back. But it gives us like another hint, which is mystery. That could be a hint. Let's click on cancel and go back, and then find for more hints. Okay, go to source code. Probably give you more hints. He was impatient. Okay, quick, don't let me wait. Okay, what's this number all about? Can capture what you hear. Let's try to copy this. So there's another music. I guess it's another music that we need to download. Since originally the music, if you try to check on previous page, music file name is supposed to be 1, but this is 3. So it tells us that we need to download this, and hopefully we no longer need this application in order for us to open this music MP3 up. But So if I'm going to explain what I'm hearing, it's like it's a weird, like a underwater um sound, like how you go diving and there's like a huge bubble that went inside your ear. Let's try to see more of this. It's really weird to try to um, check what's the MP3 sounds like. Let's download this one. And then let's, because it says this can capture what I hear, I think we really need to use this. But try checking whether sound recorders still exist for Windows 10. This is a very old puzzle game, online puzzle game, and I guess sound recorder application has been removed from Windows 10. It no longer exists. You can just download an open source cross-platform audio software like Audacity in order for you to open up the MP3 file that we have downloaded a while ago. So right now I'm just downloading Audacity for Windows. And okay. Set. So let's click on this one. Yes. And just wait for this software to complete its download so we can open up this music file and then play around with it. Probably give us the username and password. So it's truly is a little bit of challenging. You need to do stuff like download software in order for you to solve this online puzzle game, but it really is quite interesting and it's fun and exciting, especially if you're into this stuff. If you love weird online puzzle games, if you love solving puzzles in general, you'll definitely love Not Pr0n, because the puzzles here are quite challenging and quite interesting. So you also get to learn a lot of things as well. So that's one of the reasons why I started playing this way back in high school. I just wasn't able to continue it because it really takes a lot of your time. But since we're on quarantine and I'm free, this evening I'm just going to show you how to solve this puzzle, or 10 of the death ball puzzles. So you have the feel. You can see the feel of the game if you would want to continue or not. But it definitely is interesting. Not sure what happens when you finish the entire game. Maybe you get something in return or die. I'm just kidding. let's try to open up the file that we just downloaded. Go to PC and music and this one and play. Okay, what do I need to do? Probably try to make it, because it sounds like it's in a slow motion. That's might be the reason why it sounds like it's you're underwater. It's because it's probably in slow mo. So I don't know how to speed this up. Let's see. I haven't used Audacity for quite some time, but I used to use this back in high school because I was always the sound effects director every time there's play. Even in college, I was the one who always records all of the sound effects. And I totally forgot how to control this, but yeah, let's see. How do you... let's try reverse. I think aside from changing the speed, we need to reverse it as well. I just have a feeling. Still doesn't give us anything. Let's try to make it a little more faster. Select the auto control. Okay, control A. And change the speed. Still doesn't give me anything. Let's make it a little more faster. Okay. Starting to get something out of it. Okay, run a little more faster. If I try to reverse it. So if you try to reverse and then try to make it faster, it tells you dark times. Dark times. Okay. Let me tell me to get it back. It tells you dark times. So let's try to dark times. Okay, that's it. So that's how you solve level 10. It takes a lot of patience and interestingly a little bit of your skills to solve it, but this is the end of our tutorial. I'll be leaving you with this level 11 stage to solve for yourself. Enjoy, and if you have any questions how to solve the puzzle, just send me a message, or you can subscribe to my channel. I'll be loading this up to my YouTube channel quite soon. So if you have any questions, you can just send me any message. So good luck and enjoy.